Good morning, everyone. Today, I will be presenting our group discussion on the challenge and opportunities of digital learning in the Malaysia education from the perspective of sociology in education. Digital learning has become an integral part of contemporary education as technological advance continue to reshape the way knowledge is delivered and occupied. It refers to use of digital technology such as online learning platform, education application, virtual classroom, and multimedia resources to support teaching and learning. Unlike the traditional one, it's like classroom instruction, digital learning enables students to access education material anytime and anywhere, encourage self-directed learning, and promote collaboration through digital communication tools. As community increasingly rely on technology, digital learning has become essential in preparing students with the digital literacy. So, in Malaysia, the integration of digital learning has been prioritized through the Malaysian Educational Blueprint 2013 and 2025, which emphasize the use of information and communication technology (ICT) to improve education quality, accessibility, and equity. So many initiatives, including the Digital Educational Learning Initiative Malaysia, Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, and other online educational resources have been introduced to modernize teaching and learning practice across school and higher education institutions. So next we go into the impact of digital learning. From a functional perspective, digital learning contributes positively to community by equipping students with the knowledge and digital skill needed for future employment and social participation. According to the sociologists, they argue that education function to prepare individuals for their roles in society, been transmitting knowledge, value, and skill to the economy. To the digital economy, digital literacy has become a fundamental competency alongside traditional academic knowledge. Moreover, integrating digital learning into Malaysian education have fulfilled this social functional by preparing students to participate effectively in increasingly technology-driven society. However, the impact of digital learning is not experienced equally by students. For example, students from high-income family generally have access to personal laptops, stable internet, and supportive home learning environment, allowing them to participate fully in online learning. In contrast, many students from lower income households rely on shared device or smartphone with limited internet, making it difficult to engage consistently in digital learning activities. The inequalities associated with digital learning become particularly visible during the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, when the school implement home-based learning, teaching, and learning. So the student in urban area could generally visible during the COVID-19 pandemic. Also, when the school implement home-based learning, teaching, and learning. So the student in urban area could generally continue learning through online platform. Many students in rural region, especially in Sabah and Sarawak, experience interrupted digital education because of poor internet connectivity and limited access to digital device. Some students reportedly travel along long distance or climb hill to obtain internet signal for online class. The concept of cultural capital introduced by Perry Bourdieu. Students from educated and financially stable family often receive a greater parenting support, possess stronger digital skill, and have access to better learning resources at home. These advantages enable them to adapt more easily to digital learning environment. Students from disadvantaged background may struggle with technology despite having similar academic potential, placing them at disadvantages throughout their educational journey. Overall, digital learning has created significant opportunities to modernize teaching and improve learning flexibility in Malaysia. Nevertheless, its effectiveness remains closely linked to the issue of social inequality. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. In this section, I will discuss the challenge of digital divide and possible solution in Malaysia. Digital learning has become one of the most important parts of world education because it provides students with greater access to information and flexible learning opportunities. However, the effectiveness in digital learning is affected by the digital divide. The digital divide refers to the gap between students who have sufficient access to technology and those who experience limitation in using technology for purpose. Now, let's move to the first challenge. The first challenge is unequal access and infrastructure. Digital learning requires a reliable internet connectivity to support online classes, access to materials, and complete digital assignments. However, internet access is still unequal among Malaysian students, especially those who live in rural and remote areas. For example, some students in Sabah and Sarawak may experience unstable internet connection due to geographical challenge and limited infrastructure development. This issue can affect students' participation in digital learning activities. Weak internet connection may prevent students from joining online classes, download learning materials, and submitting assignments through online platforms. In order to overcome this challenge, improving digital infrastructure is necessary. The government should continue expanding high-speed internet coverage, especially in underserved areas. Schools can also provide alternative learning methods, such as downloadable materials or offline resources to support students who experience internet limitations. The second challenge is the lack of digital device and socio-economic difference. Not all students have equal access to digital devices such as laptops, tablets, or smartphones. While some students may have their own device, others may need to share device with their family members. This situation can limit their opportunities to participate fully in digital learning. For example, students who come from low income households may face difficulties purchasing digital devices and paying for internet service. As a result, students with better access to technology may participate more actively in digital learning activities compared to students with limited resources. To reduce the gap, schools and government can provide digital assistance programs to disadvantaged like can provide device assistance programs for disadvantaged students. Device loans program can also help students access technology without needing to purchase their own device. In addition, cooperation between government agencies, private companies, and communities can provide further support by supporting digital resources to students who need them. The third challenge is limited digital literacy among students who sorry. The third challenge is limited digital literacy among students and teachers. having access to technology alone is not guaranteed successful digital learning. Students use digital literacy skills to use technology effectively, while teachers need the competency to integrate digital tools into their teaching practice. Some teachers may experience difficulties adapting to new technologies because of limited training or experience. Similarly, some students may not know how to evaluate online information or use digital effectively. To solve this issue, continuous digital training should be provided for both teachers and students. For example, teachers can participate in training programs that teach them how to use platforms such as Google Classroom and conduct online assessment. Meanwhile, students can develop digital skills through learning activities related to cybersecurity awareness, searching for searching for reliable online source, and responsible online communication. The fourth challenge is student engagement in digital learning. Although digital offers flexibility, maintaining student engagement can be challenging. Some students may experience distraction, reduced interaction, and lack of motivation during online learning sessions. For example, during virtual class, some students may remain silent because they are less likely to ask questions or participate in discussion compared to face-to-face classes. Some students may also become distracted by social media, games, or other activities when attending online lessons. To improve student engagement, teachers should create interactive digital learning experience by using tools such as online quizzes, discussion forums, educational videos, and collaborative activities. A blended learning approach which combines online learning with classroom interaction can also improve student participation. Through this approach, students can enjoy the flexibility of digital learning while still receiving guidance from the teacher. The final challenge is the differences in environments at home. Students do not have the same learning conditions when participating in digital learning from home. Some students may have quiet study areas, supportive attendance members, and proper facilities. However, others may live in crowded households with limited space and distraction. These differences can affect student ability to focus, participate in online classes, and complete digital assignments. As a result, students may experience differences in academic performance even if they have similar access to device and internet connection. To address this issue, schools can provide flexible learning approach. For example, teachers can provide recorded lessons, flexible assignment deadlines, and learning materials that students can access according to their own situation. In conclusion, the digital divide remains a significant challenge in Malaysian education. Issues such as internet accessibility, device ownership, digital literacy, student engagement, and home learning environments can affect students' opportunities to benefit from digital learning. Therefore, cooperation between the government, schools, teachers, families, and communities is important to create a more inclusive digital learning environment where all students have equal opportunities to success.
Now I will explain the effectiveness of digital learning in Malaysia. Digital learning has become an effective teaching and learning approach because it gives both teacher and students greater flexibility. Students can access learning materials anytime and anywhere through platforms such as Google Classroom and Microsoft Teams. This allows them to learn at their own pace and review lessons whenever necessary. Besides, digital learning encourages student-centered learning. Instead of depending entirely on teachers, students become more independent by searching for information, completing online activities, and collaborating uh, with their classmates using digital platforms. From a sociology perspective, functionalist theory explains that educational prepares individual for society. Digital learning supports this by helping students develop important 21st century skills such as digital literacy, communication, critical thinking, creativity, and collaboration. These skills are essential because Malaysia is moving towards a digital economy and the fourth industrial revolution, or IR 4.0.